So calling all beginner investors, you're ready to start investing, but you have no clue where to start. Well, today I'm going to be giving you 4 investment apps that you should try out as a beginner investor. Hi everyone, this is Camilla the Focused Spender, and welcome to my channel where I teach you how to get out of debt, save more money, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So I no longer consider myself a beginner investor, but just a few years ago, I definitely felt like a novice. And in that time, in the span of maybe about 5 to 7 years, I've been able to grow my investment portfolio by multiple 6 figures. And a lot of my knowledge has come from learning how to invest using investment apps. The investment apps I'm going to be talking to you about today are low cost, easy to use, and do a lot of the work for you. But before we get into that, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Cover. Cover is an insurance app that allows you to get different price quotes from various different companies without you having to do any of the calling around to get these quotes. So last night I spent about 10 minutes, literally no more, putting in all my information just to see the type of quote that I would get. So my current car insurance is about $200, and every year the price just keeps creeping up, so I'm kind of annoyed. So I went through to see what I would get with Cover, and so my price quote was $147. If I click on view quote, you'll see all of the different car insurance companies that have given me a quote. And if I click on see rate, then I'll be able to connect directly with the car insurance provider to see what my rate would be. So Cover is definitely great for young drivers or new drivers who might be getting really high rates. They'll also spot you up to $250 at 0% interest towards your premium when you get insurance through them. To use Cover, just click on the link in my description box, download the app, fill in your information, and let them do the hard work of finding you your next insurance company. So coming in at number 4, and I'm going to give it the award for best niche investment app, is called Fundrise. So I recently started using the Fundrise app in about February. I started out with $1,000, and then I just let it sit for a few months, and then I went back and I looked at it and I was like, you know what, this is working out for me. So then I started to build on it, and I'm doing a recurring investment of $100. So Fundrise is an online investment app that allows you to invest in REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. So let's say you're that person that really wants to get into real estate, but real estate prices are sky high, and you may not even want the hassle of owning a home, dealing with tenants, being a landlord, fixing repairs, all of those things. So this is an app that you can try to get your feet into the real estate market, investing in single family homes or commercial real estate without any of the headache. When I initially started using the app, the lowest that you could get into the app was for $500 with their starter plan, but now they've reduced that down to $10. So this app is not for day traders or anyone that wants to flip houses. This app is for someone who is interested in long-term investments, because you cannot pull your money in and out like you can with a regular investment. It's definitely for someone that wants to do it for the long haul. So please consider that when you're trying out the app. But honestly, the best thing about the app is that it's doing all of the guesswork for you. You're telling them your goals, you're telling them your risk tolerance, and they're building that housing portfolio for you. So you're getting the right mix at the risk level that you're most comfortable with. So coming in at number 3 is the Acorns app. I think it's a perfect app for newbie investors who don't know what they want to invest in and don't really want to commit to setting aside a certain amount of money per month or per week to invest. So here's how it works. It's basically a robo-advisor where, you go through a questionnaire, you're telling it information about your financial literacy, your income level, your net worth, things like that, and they're building a profile for you. And don't worry, you can make changes to it at a later time. But they're building that profile for you, and they're deciding how to invest your money so that it is spread across different areas, and they're all ETFs. So it's spread across different areas, and they're putting a certain percentage of your money in these different categories so that your money is well diversified. Now, 2 things that are cool about the app is that 1, you're able to do roundups. So let's say you connect the app to your debit card. Every time you go shopping, it will round up your change. So let's say you spend $10.50, it'll round it up to $11, and then it will invest that 50 cents. So basically you are investing without even thinking about it. And another thing that it does is that it has like a online shopping portal. So when you go into the app, you'll be able to see all of their different stores and how much cash back you'll receive. So the cash back isn't going to come to you like cash, but it's going to go into your investment account. So let's say I'm picking a random company that gives 1% back. Then when you spend $100, 1%, which is $1, will get invested right back into your account, so that without you thinking or setting aside money, you're still going to invest. Now, you can also set, that regular recurring investments to make sure that you're always investing, but even without doing anything, you're still investing money. They also have a retirement option, and they have an option called Early, which allows you to open a custodial account for your child so that you can have your child get started with investing at whatever age they are. So coming in at app number 2 is M1 Finance, and M1 Finance gets my award for best app to build an online investment portfolio. So if you follow my channel for a long time, you know that I'm absolutely obsessed with M1 Finance, but it's not my number 1 app. You'll see that in a second. So I love M1 Finance because it is something that you can use to build a well-diversified portfolio and maintain that portfolio. So let's say you're someone that really wants to invest in individual stocks, but you honestly have no idea what stocks to invest in, or maybe you do have stocks that you want to invest in, but you don't want to dump all your money in at once. You want to make sure that you build a portfolio of different stocks, and you want to continuously invest in a set of stocks, as opposed to logging into like Robinhood or something like that, and every week, every 2 weeks, buying more, where you might start to question your decision. You're just making that portfolio, and then you're setting your schedule. So you're making your portfolio of your various stocks. You're saying how much you want to split up your money to invest, and then it's just happening automatically. So that's cool for someone who wants to do the individual stock route. Now, let's say you don't want to do individual stocks. Well, you can still use M1 Finance because you can use one of their expert pies. Depending on the expert pie that you choose, it'll be split up by stocks, or it'll have various ETFs in it. So you can use that to do your investing. They will focus on an industry, a niche. They will look at like Warren Buffett and say, okay, this is the stocks that he typically invests in. I'm going to make an expert pie from that. So as a new investor, you can just skip the individual stock route and just go straight to their expert pies and go from there. So it's very cool to use, and it's also free. They do have a paid option for M1 Finance, but honestly, I'm still on the free account, and you can stay on the free account as well, and it'll be perfectly good for you. Now, coming in at number 1, and number 1 is getting my award for best overall investment app for beginner investors that want to be completely hands-off but get all the reward. That award goes to Betterment. I absolutely love Betterment. I've been using Betterment for the better part of 6 or 7 years now. Like, that was one of the first, if not the first, investment app that I decided to try out. And Betterment is a robo-advisor as well, just like Acorns. It doesn't have the bells and whistles with the roundups or the online shopping portal, but honestly, for some reason, it makes me feel so adult. Clearly, I'm an adult, but it makes me feel like a really smart investor just by using Betterment. It is an app that whenever someone says, I really want to start investing and I don't know anything about investing, should I go sink my money all into this one stock? I always say, no, give me your phone. I'm going to download an app for you. And that app is always Betterment, because it's an app that, you really just tell the app your goals, the risk tolerance you have, what you want to do, like your horizon for retirement, and it does all the work for you. The app will come up with the right mix of ETFs for you. It will periodically adjust, and it also has this thing called tax loss harvesting. So I use Betterment for my taxable contributions or my taxable investment. So it looks and it will sell things as necessary so that I'm getting the most benefits come tax time. So it will say, okay, you're overweight in this, you're underweight in that, this is performing well, this is not performing well. Let's figure out how to sell things off so that you get the most benefits and the least penalties. And Betterment does have an option for IRA. It does have an option for safety net account. So let's say you want to save money for a house and you don't want to just leave it in the bank because you're not going to get any type of interest. You can open up a safety net account within Betterment. So you can have multiple accounts within your Betterment, and that can be how you save for your house. That money will be invested, completely in bonds or maybe just a little bit in stocks. And you'll be able to say, I want 90% in bonds, 10% in stocks, so that it's giving you the right amount of interest and the lowest amount of risk. So overall, Betterment is like, it just does all the work for you. You don't have to think. You don't have to pick your ETFs. You don't have to pick your stocks. You don't have to do anything. And you can get some really good return on your investment with Betterment. Now check out the playlist that's popping up on your screen so that you can learn exactly how to use all of the apps that I've mentioned today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, bye-bye.